Is this working? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Hello? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Hello? Okay, yeah, it looks like it's on. So I'm going to be just messing around. I really don't have much of a plan. I'm working on a spaceship door diorama. I had some ideas for it in the beginning, and I basically moved away from all of them. I'm not doing what I would normally do. It's more of a display than a diorama. I was going to use this foam, like this craft foam, to make different armor panels on there and such, but I decided to kind of cover the whole thing in it because I was thinking about it, and if I paint this white, I don't have an airbrush or anything, it's going to be kind of streaky. You're going to see the brush strokes. And I was just thinking it might be kind of cool just to have a really, really clean look, because I can't usually get that with what I work with. It doesn't, dry super, super clear with white especially. So I might just do this one in these cartoony kind of orange creamsicle colors and just see how that turns out. So, yeah, I'm going to cut another piece of white to go up here real quick. And then I'll start working on some of the other little details that will go in here, like control panels and things like that. I've never really worked with this foam for a diorama or display. It's not really a diorama, right? I mean, it doesn't have like walls and stuff. But I like it so far. It glues pretty well with some white glue. What's up, Duffman? Or Duffman Dioramas? How you doing, buddy? I keep trying to figure out what I should do on a live stream, and I've just decided to not give it any thought whatsoever, and just whatever the heck I happen to be working on that night, if I'm going to do one, I'm just going to jump on and do it. Otherwise, yeah, can't sleep. I'm going to be up for at least another 3 hours, probably. Well, 2 hours. It's already 11. Yeah, 2 to 3 hours. But, yeah, I do have work in the morning, too. What are you going to do, right? It's only a half day. Yeah. You ever work with craft foam? It's like that soft EVA foam. I know mostly I just use this pink foam. It's going to be like a spaceship door diorama, right? I want it to be where the door can be opened and there'll be, light can come shining through the back. I don't think this is going to be the actual door, but I kind of made it with this material just for a mock-up. I don't know, I might use it with some stuff on top of it. I think it'll look really cool with like a figure standing there with a light coming through the back. And originally I was going to paint this all black and then, come through and do silver dry brush on everything. But I'm kind of just feeling like making it with brighter colors. So I think I'm just going to stick with the color of the EVA foam. So I'm kind of going for like an orange creamsicle color scheme. And I think we're just going to see how that turns out. I'll say one thing, this stuff is crazy easy to cut. I mean, super, super easy. It's like the easiest thing ever. It's easier to cut than paper. The only thing is sometimes you get a little notch on one end. Let's see. Oh yeah. That'll work. Well, I did a tiny experiment, and that was these two items. And the big chunk is pink foam, but these little panels in the front are that EVA foam, this kind of soft foam, and it works pretty well. I mean, as you can see, it kind of has like a little bit more of a smooth texture than the pink foam, so I think it's kind of a little bit easier to pull off a metallic-y look. It looks more like a hard surface. The texture on pink foam looks more like stone. Yeah, cosplayers use it a lot. Exactly. Exactly, but a lot of time I think they're making stuff that's supposed to look kind of soft, like leather or fake leather. But one guy, when he saw me using it, said, just throw some Mod Podge on top of it and it'll stiffen it up, and that definitely sounds like a good idea. The only thing with Mod Podge is it'll probably leave like brush streaks, and I'm trying to avoid that. I'm really kind of just liking the super clean look that is so difficult to get with pink foam and paint. It's usually I just dirty everything up, but I think I'm just going to leave this like super clean and then just add in like, little pieces here and there that might have a little bit more grit on them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Just kind of winging it. I think I'm going to put like some little hatches or something here. Yeah, I keep meaning to get on here earlier, but it just keeps turning into a late night stream, just seems like a natural time for this to happen. I'm sure there's a lot more viewers during the day. But it finally gets quiet. It's kind of easier to just sit down and do something like this without interruptions. Oh, nice. This is only my second live stream on this channel. I've done some on Instagram and some on TikTok, but none on my actual YouTube channel. Not on my own channel, anyway. See, what did I do? I made one way bigger than the other two, but you know what? That might actually look kind of good. Let's see. Do that, and then we'll have maybe a little orange handles. Yeah, I think that could look cool. Oh, nice. You watch you on Instagram, or you watch mostly the YouTube shorts? And do you still watch Rocco's show? Move that over a little. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That makes more sense. Have it in the camera shot. Those are really high up. I feel like maybe these need to be down on the bottom. That might make more sense, huh? Something like that. Nice. Yep, I watch them still sometimes. I catch them, but I don't spend a ton of time watching a whole lot. I keep stuff on in the background a lot while I'm working on stuff all the time, but yeah, I'm always pretty busy. For sure, for sure. What's next? I want to make a control panel for the door. And I don't know if I want to do something like these across the top. I think that would look pretty cool. I think I'm going to work on the control panel. So yeah, let's make a little control panel first. And we'll use some styrene. I've really been using styrene a lot lately. Really like that stuff. I keep wanting to make longer form YouTube videos, but it's hard, you know, making the shorts. If I'm working on a project, I can just kind of, you know, shoot at different points while something's going on and clip them all together later. But to make the longer form content, you really have to plan it out a bit more. And I feel like what I would want to do is I want to have some place where I could set up a big table and work on like a large project and just have it stay there and just, you know, not have to move the camera and everything. But since I'm in limited space, I'm always moving everything around. Makes it kind of harder to do the bigger videos. But I'm sure I will figure that out eventually. Yeah, I think this is an okay size. Nice. Killer clowns from outer space. Wow, I haven't seen that in forever. Duffman, you got that on your Instagram? I'll go check it out in a little bit. big do we want this to be? Something like that. Square on the bottom, a few buttons on the top. Yeah, that'll work. Should be bigger than this one. Nice. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, man. Army of Darkness is another one I've been wanting to watch for a while, and I keep not doing it. I used to have a lot of movies on VHS, and I, like a bozo, got rid of them all. I mean, a lot of people have done that. And now I want to watch a lot of those movies, and I don't have them anymore. It really sucks. Father Claus and Krampus. Yeah, that Mythic Legion. I don't really collect figures, but that figure was really cool. Really, really cool. If that's the one you're talking about. Right. Yeah, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Yeah. Oh, that totally moved. Oh well. I'll take it from this side. You know, not real. I have some figures, but what got me into this was a friend of mine was a pretty big collector, and he wanted me to make some dioramas for him a while ago, like 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And so I do have a few figures around, but a lot of them are his. Honestly, I have like maybe like 20 figures here. That's it. Well, maybe a few more since the last 6 months. I get some sent to me sometimes now from people wanting me to do stuff with them. I do like, some other stuff. I don't have the collection anymore. Once again, I got rid of a lot of stuff, but I used to do a lot of Gundams and things like that, more model-based stuff. But being in this space and doing this stuff, I definitely do feel a draw to get some figures every now and then. I did think about getting that Father Christmas. Nice. You have an airbrush? I don't have an airbrush and I never have, but that is something I've been wanting to get into. Nice. Yeah, I have some 3D printers that I use, but I'm trying to get away from it, honestly. I mean, not totally away from it. I use the parts sometimes, but and it's a time saver. Like, I love being able to 3D print windows. Oh my goodness, that's a huge, huge time saver. But putting stuff together by hand is a lot more fun. I do want an airbrush. I just don't have the... I mean, I do have the room, but not really. I'm in a small apartment, and I have a garage, right? So I could set it up down there, but it's not climate controlled. There's no bathroom. It's just kind of... I don't know. I tend to do a lot of my stuff really late at night. And I know it would be disturbing me going in and out, so. Battery powered portable. Oh, is that one of those? You actually use one of those. I think I know what kind you're talking about. But yeah, sure, send me the link. Totally. Because I was looking at some of those. The kind that just have like the whole pump and everything right in the handle, right? Can we get a third button on there, or no way? These are too big. Well, we can get 3. Yeah, we can get 3. So I think they're not quite square. These not quite square buttons. Let's try another one. No, that one's even worse. Cool. Yeah, definitely send me the link. Hey, Louie. Yeah, building everything by scratch is satisfying. And if you're doing something repetitive like crates or windows, barrels, certain parts, 3D printing definitely is very handy. And I'm not gonna just give it up or anything like that, but I don't like... I mean, I'm not saying I don't like it, but 3D modeling, I kind of got into it slightly, right? I'm very, very beginner at it, but once I kind of got doing it, it wasn't too bad. But it's just another thing that gets me sitting in front of the computer, and I really do that enough already. I really like, you know, making some stuff with my hands, and I just feel like I get in more of a creative state when I'm not staring at a computer screen. Nice. Yeah, so it's cool for some props, like I said, but what'll really get you hooked on the 3D printing is when you start making all these little fixtures for your dioramas that, you know, there are just some things that you can't really make by hand. You kind of can, but you can't, right? You know, if you were going to make certain very small, thin details, it would be extremely difficult to make by hand. But a 3D printer will just spit them out in, you know, about an hour or so. And that's the other thing, is if you're doing a building, well, like one of these, right? You got, how many are on there? 8, 9, 10 windows. Man, that would take you forever. Or you can just print a window. Those windows aren't really that great. That was a custom file I made. I have so many improvements I want to make to them, but I just never get around to it. But they take about an hour and a half for each window, and I just, you know, go work on something else while those are cooking up. Makes it a lot easier, especially if you're doing commissions. Hey, what's up, Briscoe? Oh, what a funk, too. Oh, my goodness. What's up, guys? This is the low energy stream right here. We're definitely not, we're not hype around here, man. We're chilling. You know, John, I used to have really great eyes for up close. Now it's getting a little bit more difficult. But, yeah, see, that is terrible. I can't get them even. No, no. We need some quality control over here on whoever's cutting these things. It's definitely not doing a good job. That one's acceptable. Let's just start gluing some. Low energy mode. Oh yeah, man, definitely. What are you working on, man? Jenna Omega. No, there's not going to be any of that on the stream, Briscoe, unless I decide to sculpt some out of Sculpey, which, you know, you never know. That could happen. It could. Hands are shaking a little bit. No, that's fine. I need a new X-Acto blade. Yeah, the 2 cams for sure. I was thinking if I'm going to be doing any kind of diorama content, this seems to be the way to go. Super chill. Oh, there's not enough glue. Do. This was that one I made on the other stream, painted up. Oh, and the computer. I don't know. I need to do a printout for the screen. But it looks all right. Pretty cool just to be made from styrene, you know. I just, like I said, I've never really messed with this stuff, and just being able to piece it together and not have to think about it too much. It's almost like 3D printing. Thanks, man. What am I doing? Putting a new blade on the X-Acto. That one is too dull. Thank you, guys. It's just a first attempt, really. I would have, actually I have this blue laying around because of Figure Kingdom. This is my Figure Kingdom blue. I have spray cans for hot pink and this kind of teal for him. I think I made some boom boxes for him in this color. But originally, once again, I probably would have gone like black with silver. But I was like, let me see what this looks like, and not too bad. So for you guys just popping in, this is actually part of a funky spaceship door diorama thing I'm working on right now. And normally I would have painted like everything black and then dry brushed it up, but I think I'm just going to go with this orange creamsicle color because I'm using this EVA craft foam. It's got a really bright, clean color to it. So yeah, it's gonna look kind of funky, and yeah, this definitely has like that Cold War look to it. But those colors won't go with these. I mean, I don't know. It's actually not terrible. I don't know. I'm just kind of winging this. But that's what this is. This is going to be a control panel for that door. And I also need to make a little grate and maybe some more chunky little box things like this to kind of go up on the wall. I don't think, did I leave myself enough space here? Oh, that's close. Dude, that super glue grabs so quick. Okay, yep, well that's where it's going. John, what is the deal with your stream, man? I know you guys have the gear, you got cameras, you got the computer set up, and you just have no luck with that connection, huh? Every single time you try to get on there, man, it's just like, whew, brutal. Okay. I mean, you guys try to play it cool, but I know probably as soon as it goes down, you're cursing up a storm. Damn. Were you joking, or were you serious about Bitcoin mining neighbors? Because that would definitely probably have something to do with it if that's true. Yeah, you're flipping out, I'm sure. Yeah, man. I can tell because you get back on and you're all like trying to look all calm and collected. I'm like, yeah, that's the filtered version, you know? For sure. All right. Let me go get my scraps bin real quick. Ah, I see. You can't get like a repeater or something like that? Although I've never had any luck with those things, to be quite honest. You know what I need? I need some music playing right now, but YouTube is so freaky about that stuff. Small grate. I need to get some copyright-free music, like some lo-fi, you know, chill beats. I like stuff like that when I'm working. Nothing with lyrics. piece of poison. Right. Toy Chief, all you gotta do is play with it, man. It's just, I mean, if you have the interest to do it, you know, that's a big thing. If anything can kind of hold your attention and you can get the patience up to do it, you can do pretty much anything. But that is the real part of it right there, is can you, you know, get into it and focus to do something, because everything takes time. And yeah, you are, John. It's funny, man, because like A&T always is trying to like, you just got, it's just funny. You guys are funny. You're messing with each other. And it's like, I feel like the more of a little aggravated mood you're in, the more he kind of like presses on you a little bit. It's just... And then Grizz just sits there and chills the whole time. Yeah, this will be good. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. All right, what am I doing here? Feel like I'm gonna just end up winging this, even though I'm making marks on it. Seriously though, everything's like that. If you can get into a state of play with something, things will unfold, you know? You can figure a lot out. And this kind of stuff, it's more like, you know, robot brain stuff. It's not super dependent on like if you're drawing, you have to try to take 3D objects and project them into 2D, and you have to learn all that, you know, depth, perspective, and all that kind of stuff. With this, you're just replicating shapes. It's harder with curves, straight shapes like this. I mean, you're just making lines, cut lines. You know, you go on something like Google image search or Pinterest and just find a bunch of examples and just start playing around with it. Yeah, John stays stressed on those streams. Like, he's young right now, so he's doing okay. But when he gets older, he's gonna end up on some blood pressure medication if he hangs out with that crew into his like 40s or something, I think. I still don't know what the hell to do here. All right. Screw it. See, that ain't even straight. Man. All this measuring, it's still not straight. Look at that. Terrible. Should just cut the damn thing. Yeah, you know what? Screw that. Screw it! I could tell already. I'm trying to get a little too technical. It's too late for all that. Thank you, Duffman. Take care. Hope to see you again. Yeah. 9 a.m. to 2 a.m. every day. Wow. Yeah, I do something similar, honestly, but probably not as hard as you are. You know, I kind of slack off quite a bit in that time frame. I want this to be like a grate, John. So it's going to be, or what if it's going to be a grate somewhere on this diorama. I'm not sure where yet. Just making a couple of little pieces so I have some options to, like, you know, decorate it with when I get to that point. And I feel like this is one of those things that if I wasn't on a live stream, I just would have zip, 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 drew some lines and it would have been done. Maybe every other line. Let's try that. Every other joint. Yeah. Yeah, man, the slacking off. I still have a part-time job, so I do that 3 days a week. And actually, those days, I'm usually more productive because I'm forced to get up. I got to get dressed, got to go out, do my thing, and then I come back around noon, eat a little, maybe take like a 30-minute power nap, and then right into working on stuff. And those days, I feel like I don't have as much time, so I kind of just get going. But trying to decide what I should do for the day often messes me up. I get stuck in like analysis paralysis. See, that's already looking better. I didn't have to get too complicated. Yeah, I mean, think of how many things you have to do probably, right? You got to do your designing. I'm sure you're doing, you know, selling, production, marketing, trying to deal with all this social media stuff. Social media, it's so hard to be creative while you're trying to make content. Like, when I try to make content, it saps all the creativity because, especially if I'm doing like a few parts of a series, I don't want to mess up. So I just do what I already know how to do, and I never experiment at all. It's kind of why I wanted to do the live streams. I was thinking maybe I'll just be chill and not have a... Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you do, because it's like that pressure, and you're like never getting out of the box sometimes, and it doesn't feel good at all. Yeah. Although I do find with some things, like Instagram especially, you can definitely do too much content, right? So if you were just pumping out like 2, 3 pieces of content a day on Instagram, it doesn't really like it. So yeah, yeah, thanks, man. It doesn't really like it. You can do as many story posts as you want, although sometimes you have to take a little break to get that push going again. But Instagram Reels, I find, maybe one. You could do, when you're hot, you can do one every day, but it's like one every other day is perfect. More than that, like if you're trying to do like 3, 4, 5, 6 picture posts a day or something, it doesn't care. You're just wasting your time. Thank you. Yeah, IG. I've done good with the IG. I mean, this year has been great. I mean, awesome, dude. I can't complain at all. And it still sometimes is just like, still doesn't really make sense. Like sometimes things are good, and sometimes it like throws me in the doghouse and doesn't want anything to do with me. But it's all about the reels right now, and for the type of content I'm doing, that's cool. I used to do like just photos, but honestly, I kind of like the reels a little bit more. I like to talk, and I don't mind explaining things, so that kind of works out pretty well for me. And I also want to get into making longer form video. And I did a few like a long time ago, but I was always kind of hesitant about it, and my computer sucked, and I couldn't do like edit longer videos. So being able to do the shorter videos actually was like a good training ground for getting into longer stuff, I think. It's less intimidating, doesn't take as much time and energy. Although they still take some time and energy. I mean, lots of times I'll edit down like an hour worth of footage into a 30-second reel. But that's an exaggeration. It's usually like maybe 15 minutes. But still, chopping it down to 30 seconds. 25 seconds usually, actually. Most of my reels are about 25. What's up, Alpha? Yeah, editing, it can be a pain. It can be a pain, especially longer videos, like YouTube videos. I just have a couple of full build videos on like the Detolf dioramas, toy display, whatever you want to call it. And those things, that was like 7 hours of video or something, maybe even more, and edit it down to 12 minutes. That drove me nuts because there was so many little clips. Must have been like 40 or 50 little clips, because it's not like I just sit down and work for 20 hours and get something knocked out. It's over a long period of time. Yeah, it's time consuming. Yeah, I think videos are the information is easier to digest. You know, people don't have. Some people have enough time or have the patience to watch a live stream where they just like the interaction. I mean, that's what it really is about, is the interaction. And you know, you can definitely have more community involvement when you're doing live streams, I think. But for growth and just getting a wider audience, and probably, although I don't know because I don't make money on YouTube yet, you know, I imagine if you get going, you make more money with videos. But I'm not sure. You know, I don't think you make a lot in the beginning. You have to really get going. I think that, like, you know, just super chats and stuff probably are way more profitable when you're small. Yeah, Briscoe, I mean, as far as videos and taking pictures, you can do a lot with your phone, man. If you got a fairly modern phone, I mean, I have an iPhone 8, and I still do. I've done all my Instagram stuff with an iPhone 8 in this last, like, year and a half, and that's been, you know, really good growth. So it's much more about, especially when you're talking about for mobile stuff, you can't even barely tell if it's 4K. You know, it doesn't really matter. So you just kind of get going with what you got. If you're trying to do YouTube, you can still do quite a bit with a phone. If you have like a current phone, it's going to look totally fine. The biggest issue would be sound, but it's not even really an issue. That's more of the room that you're in. Yes, John, all of those reels have been made with an iPhone 8. Same thing with all the TikToks and the YouTube shorts. Now, there are some pictures that I've done with I have a Nikon DSLR. So some of the nicer pictures, you can probably tell if you scroll through it, have more depth. But pretty much everything's with that iPhone. Now I have memory on that thing constantly because it's like I'm always filling it up. Like every week I have to erase everything. Yeah, something like that. I mean, also I have this camera, and I bought this for doing videos for Amazon and YouTube, and that's a fancier, like a Sony. But it's honestly too much of a pain in the butt. I like doing everything native on my phone just for the speed of being able to shoot the reel. I edit it in InShot is what I use. I do the voiceover in InShot, and it's a much faster process. Because that's the whole thing is I want it to be as non-intrusive into the actual building stuff. And I've kind of like struggled with, like I have this arm here, I have a camera here, and I have this other arm here for my for my phone. And when I'm shooting like this, wide format, it's kind of difficult to edit it and get a decent picture because of where my hands would be for short form, vertical format stuff. So I just shoot it on my phone. But when I'm doing something long form, and I kind of want to break it up into reels, I try to shoot bits of it on my phone, but I always forget what I'm doing. It's just too much to keep track of. Yeah, memory is a beast. I was able to, fortunately, make a few purchases out of income this past year, like the camera and I was able to get a computer for editing video, so that's awesome. And this coming year, I'll probably get a phone upgrade, but man, they're getting ridiculously expensive, and I feel like I'm being took, man, by paying for a larger memory. I mean, I have like I said, an iPhone. You know, they're just ridiculous with what they charge to increase the memory. It's the same phone, and you got like what, another $50 of memory in there, and you're gonna charge me another $800. I mean, it's just kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. All right. What's another thing we can do here? We got a great. How long have we been on here? What do we got? 56 minutes already. Wow. Wow, dude. Time goes quick. Great can be silver. You know what? That might look good right up there too. Let's do something like that. Yep. I got to get my, I've started doing it, but I got to get everything organized, like, you know, start doing things as write-offs and stuff. I don't know if I like this centered or if I'd like it more off-centered. That maybe. Yeah, I hand paint all my dioramas. Now this one is not going to have much paint on it because I'm going to use the color of this foam. And if it works out good, I'm going to use that for some stuff. Because like I said, it's hard to get that clean look out of pink foam with paint, with a brush. You can get it, but it tends to get kind of like streaky. It's easier to make things look dirty or a little gritty. You know, it works good for brick or stone or something like that. This will just have like little accessories painted. I'm kind of thinking about building something here, but I don't know if I want to get into all that because I'd have to cut some of this out to put like a light maybe that shines down. I might do that on the next one. I'm just going to see how this looks. I mean, it looks a little, doesn't look quite as good from here, but I had it standing up before, like at an angle, because this isn't glued on, so everything wouldn't fall off. And it looked pretty good in a photo with like Deadpool standing in front of it. If we got all, what can go here? Could that go there? Could something like that do that? Maybe. Do we want to do more of these? I think we really do. I think we do. I think we're going to make one something like that right now. Thank you, Alpha. It's just winging it. Just winging it. But this is kind of fun, like this, building it this way, because you just get the little elements, design elements, and you just kind of move them around until you find something you like. Kind of digging it. Where's that foam? Well, what if that might actually happen one day? Because I'm actually building something kind of crazy right now that I haven't shared at all on my social media. And I just started, so it's not really far along. Yeah, you know what, Alpha? Do it, man. Just do it. See, that was kind of me for a long time too, but it's so much more fun. I gotta tell myself sometimes that I'm not building this for anyone else. I don't care if it comes out bad, you know. And if you feel a little stupid, right, because you're building something and I'm publishing what I'm working on half the time, and so people are watching me. And I've had some that have kind of been like, you know, like that was all right, but you know, you'll always find some cool stuff. New materials, try new materials like styrene. I've been playing with clay a little bit, and you know, anything that sparked that creativity, man. I don't know. Always like something new. This stuff is all pretty cheap though, right? I mean, you're talking about pink foam. What is it, like 20 bucks for a giant 8-foot by 4-foot sheet? This stuff is all maybe like $4, $3 for a whole package of this foam. And then, you know, the 3D prints, the styrene's a little bit more expensive. It's like $4 or $5 for a few sheets. But, I mean, this whole thing, when you buy something like this from someone, you're paying for their time. You're not paying for materials usually. If they have like wood, like windows, dollhouse windows or something, that gets really expensive. Yeah, you know, Alpha, I get it though. I do get it. I get it. I was very similar to that, and I still am sometimes. I'm frugal, but like the more I've been treating it like a businessy hobby, you know, maybe leaning a little bit more towards something like that I could make some income off of. Sometimes, you know, you got to spend a little to get a little, but even if you're not talking about money, just creatively, it does feel nice to just kind of give yourself permission every now and then. You know, set some materials to the side. It's like the crazy materials. You know, you go drink like a freaking fifth and just carve foam. Not your fingers though. Watch out for your fingers. John, well, there might be a door eventually. That's not in the initial plan. But there might be a door eventually. I think I could probably, It's goofy. It's goofy. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me bring something in here real quick. I'm just going to show it real quick. So this is one piece. One piece of it. And it's not totally done yet. Can you see that? There it is, and I'm done. Take that back out of the camera. Oh, snap. What am I doing? So, what was that? You know? I don't know. It's just kind of like some weird cardboard thing. I kind of decided I had so many cardboard boxes laying around that I needed to do something with them. So, I don't know, man. I might be building a spaceship. I'm not exactly sure. That's what I'm saying, right? It does look like a drum machine. It's not a drum machine. That is all built from cardboard. 100% cardboard. And there's some other parts to it too that aren't painted up yet. That was the prototype. But there's going to be many of them, and they're going to be assembled in a way that might look like something. It sure did look a little bit like a drum machine, though. That's when after I was done putting some of the colors on, I was like, damn, this looks like a drum machine. One of those, what is it, a Kai or something like that? What would Briscoe say? He's building a teleporter. Close, but no. Close, but no. What color are we going to use? Let's use pink. What do I want to put on here? Did that give you any answers showing you that, or you just have more questions now? I'm clueless, but Briscoe knows. Well, that's why he's the Briscoe, dude. That's not Briscoe. That's the Briscoe, okay? There's a difference. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like, that's totally next level, man. I don't even know. I can't even keep up with all that. Wild. Does anyone else use that What-a-Funk account, or it's just you? Because sometimes I wonder, I'm like, am I talking to John, or is this like some other random person? Right on. Yeah, I should have known that by how stressed you're usually looking. How is that gaming channel going? I used to be really into gaming, but it affects my productivity. If I get into that, I will like start doing that to the exclusion of a lot. A&T spying on all the chats. Yeah. He might be. I know if we were giving away free food, he would be. I don't know if I like that. Yeah. That one, but is it the 1K or is it the hours? Because that's the problem I'm having. Like I have more than that. I haven't been making a ton of videos or anything, but it's the watch time hours, man, kill me. I'm nowhere near 4,000 watch time hours on here. I'm hoping maybe these live streams will add something to that, but I don't know, man. I think I probably have to just pump videos out, and it's just the type of content I'm trying to do. Videos take a really long time unless I just do like short, quick explanations on how to do this technique or that technique, but it's all been done so much already. I don't know. Is he coming along good on the watch time? I don't know which one of these I like more. Do I like this style or this style? This just doesn't really go. I guess they could just be square. These are square. And they look good. Man, they're always changing something. I know they were supposed to make it where shorts make a lot more money, or have the ability to make a lot more money, but you got to already be monetized or get some crazy number like 10 million shorts views in 3 months. But that's all I heard. I'm sure you've probably heard more, because I'm sure they're changing more than just that. Final Fantasy 14. Nice. Yeah, well, shorts did make money for some people, but it was different. Like, you had to get selected, and it was almost like getting on the Reels bonus program. They tried to do something like that, but yeah, it's totally hit or miss, and I like the idea of them being just monetized just like videos. Although I really don't think, like, there's no way they can pay as much even if they roll ads on them, right? Because first of all, they're short, so you're not spending as much time. Second of all, you just don't have that attention. A shorts viewer is just kind of like scrolling through stuff pretty quick. It's not like someone watching a video that they want to watch the whole rest of the video. I think if you roll an ad on a short, you're just going to skip. I don't know. I guess we'll see. So, yeah, Reels bonus. The way they have it structured is once you get on there, it's pretty easy to hit, like, it goes like this, right? Like, you can get to around $100 each month pretty easily, but then the difficulty level goes up. Like, let's say you get 40,000 views, gets you like $100 or something. Then you need like another 2 million views to get to $200. I mean, it gets like exponentially crazier, and they dangle the carrot for you, saying, you're like, oh, you could make $1,200 or something like that in a month if you could hit some views that you'll probably never ever hit. I mean, maybe, if you just happen to get blessed by the algorithm, but that's, yeah. But, once you're on there, yeah, it's pretty easy to get the lower. They make it where your first like 10,000 views gain many more cents per view than as it goes on. And it's different for everyone. Everyone has a different structure. Like I know someone that has the ability to earn something like $8,000 a month on their Reels bonus, but they would have to get like, I think, 40 million views or something. So it's even harder for them to get to the 100. So it's the first few months it came out, it actually did pretty well. You know, not like a full-time job or anything, but you know, pretty well. But then it quickly went to like harder and harder, you know, chasing the carrot. Yeah, you should get on that. Bigger creators making money and to regulate them because it's easier for them. Yeah, YouTube used to even be more gatekeeper than it is now, though. It used to be really hard. Like, I remember YouTube, first of all, wasn't monetized at all. And then you had to be big, like, you know, like a major top 10, top 20 person to get anything. And then they slowly kind of made it more and more. There was a point in time where I actually, on a different channel I had for just very small, like little gaming videos I made, I was getting paid for that, and I didn't meet any of these criteria. So I know there was a point in time where you would just get paid if you were generating views regardless, and then they went back to a more criteria. I don't know what to do with this. Do I like this, or do I like it square? We're just going to go with the square. Look at that. Simple is beautiful, man. Simple is beautiful. Yeah, just like that, and then one more smaller square. So just like that. So you got to make a lot of reels, John. Everyone I know, though, once they got invited, and it's random, like you can't request it or anything, but once they get invited, they get it every month. You just, like, it tells you at the end of the month you're done, and then you have like a day where you're not invited, and then they just randomly send you this message when you log on that says, you know, do you want to participate in the bonus? And you click yes, and then you start over again for the next pay period. So it's like 30 days, and they pay out, you know, every month. I don't know like what their criteria is for account size or anything. I think they invited me. I think I had like 8 or 9,000 followers when they first invited me, but that was when the program was kind of like just starting to roll out. So if anything, I would think they would have lowered the, you know, if they care about that, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like, you know, people with like 500 followers or something are getting it. But everyone I know that has it is, yeah, I don't know. The only people I've spoken to have been around 10,000 and up, but could be smaller than that. Okay, there you go, 2K. I mean, you guys, honestly, Reels should be pretty easy for you because you're doing a live stream every Thursday. You have a group of friends there already, so you just do behind the scenes. I mean, you don't have to really do much like as far as planning. If you want to plan out like how I make a shirt or how I design something, you could do that. And how-to stuff does get like a lot more views, I think, because people watch it to the end more than like personality content. Because if someone gets on it, they want to see, oh, how's that done? So they'll just keep watching it. And how long they stay in the video is probably the most important thing to how many people they push the video out to. That and just the category it's in, and just which way the wind is blowing. Who the heck knows? Those phase of the moon. But you should just run around like when you're on your day that you're doing the live stream, just start taking clips of everyone, A&T eating, you getting mad, Grizz just staring at y'all like you're stupid, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, you should just have so much quick, barely thinking about content for your reels. Yeah, exactly. How to is pretty evergreen. But when you make like short form content, it doesn't go anywhere. I make a reel on Instagram, it pops for like maybe 2 weeks. I've had a couple of reels that have resurfaced a month or two later, but it's really rare. So once it gets like that initial pop, it's done, buried, and dead. No one will ever see it again unless they're just kind of going through your stuff. So YouTube is where it's at for, those residual kind of views. Lex taking a Briscoe 6. I don't get that reference, and I don't think I need to. Big like that? What do you think? Yeah, just to switch it up, exactly. I mean, no matter what you do, you're not going to it's probably not going to generate a ton. But, you have things you're trying to sell, you got the right idea, right? You're using your social media to increase awareness of your brand. So that's the main goal. So the more people you could reach, the better that's going. And that's definitely more Reels content at the moment. If you're into it, will definitely increase your reach. Yeah, me neither, man. I like doing new stuff. New stuff is cool. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, I gotta figure out what I'm doing with this. I don't think I have enough orange actually to cover all that, which is gonna be a problem. Oh, you know what? Let me do some of these tiles in here. Yeah, labs are cool. sure. What did I do? It's a long time ago, and I've gotten a lot better since then. But I hacked up a hummingbird feeder to make like test tubes, like giant human style, like almost like Weapon X, you know, Wolverine would be in kind of test tubes for the lab. Okay. Nice. Yeah, dude, if I had a big space, and I've honestly thought about emptying out one of my garage, my garage, and because I have a storage one and I have like a workshop one, and I thought about building like, you know, a set in it basically. But if I ever, not if, when I get a house again, I'll definitely have something crazy like that made, man. I mean, why not, right? Shoot, gives you opportunities. Anything you can do that kind of like it's fun to build, and then you can make content off of it now. It's just cool how you can just have a reasonable adult reason to build a giant space door in your garage. Now, the only thing I wish I would have done, but I didn't realize I was going to stick with this basic, the actual color of the foam, is I would have painted this door frame under here black or white. Because now, when you get really close and a light shines on it, you might see some of the pink peeking through in between these seams, but it'll be all right. It's kind of making me think of, there's a guy, I can't remember his name. One of you guys might know him. He makes Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle dioramas, and he does them. There's actually two, I think there's two guys I'm thinking of, but they do them in that really like cel-shaded, cartoony style, bright colors. That's kind of what this is making me think of a little bit, but kind of a cool option here. I mean, the thought of me being able to build something and not have to paint it is kind of cool too. I mean, I like painting, but oh no, did I get glue on my beautiful orange? What do I need? Paper towel disappears right when you need it. I know that thing was here a minute ago. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a different look, right? Everyone's always going for like super realistic, and I just thought it was kind of cool. Like, they definitely looked really, really clean. Some of them looked so good that you probably happened to you too. I thought they were actually like pictures of a cartoon or an animation of some kind. What time is it? 1:45. Goodness. What am I going to do here? white. Yeah, no, they are cool for sure. And it's one of those things where it's like it looks so simple, you know it was difficult to pull off, right? Because it's so everything's like really really clean looking. For sure, man. Yeah, I grew up with it too. I used to have like I had the party van, the Technodrome, the sewer play set, and all the old original things. And then my dad threw them all out. He threw out everything. I had a lot of like Generation 1 Transformers too. And a lot of the old school Legos, like the old, I mean, they were all mixed together, but I had like the old original castle sets, all the stuff from the 80s. Nice. You know what I wish I had, and I foresee myself getting one eventually, is I wish I had the old school Voltron. I used to love that freaking thing. I actually ended up having two of them. I had one that got stolen in New York, where we were at a beach club, and my mom had like, you could rent like those little, they called them like cabanas, but it's just like a closet or something. You put your stuff in, and she had a split one. And one day I put my stuff in there, and my Voltron was gone. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having a Voltron again, and also the space one with all the vehicles. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that though. I know John might be a little young for Voltron. Yeah, Voltron, man. That's kind of why I didn't like Power Rangers when they came out. Because they were like just obviously like a Voltron, live action Voltron. I don't know. And I was already like, I don't know, 15 or 6, maybe 14, 15 when I first saw Power Rangers. And I was like, whatever. Robotech. I never had any of those Robotech toys, but my friends did. Those were awesome. What are we going to do here? This is all the orange I got. This is what I got. Super Sentai stuff. More brutal than the Power Rangers. Not familiar with it at all, honestly. Don't know if I want to do another wrap. It's going to have to set overnight before I can bend it down, or it'll just keep popping off. What about Thundercats, Briscoe? You have any of those? I had the Thunder Tank and pretty much all the Thundercats. I never got the Fortress though. Nice. Yeah, I had a bunch of those. The one thing I never really had a ton of was G.I. Joe. I did have some, but I didn't have like a ton. Some kids had like a lot of G.I. Joe. My parents got me a lot of building sets though, like Legos, Tinker Toys, Lincoln Logs, the Erector sets with the metal, all that kind of stuff I was really big into. Legos, I was like crazy with Legos. Mask. I had Mask. I didn't have Supernaturals. GoBots. Silverhawks. I got a GoBot right here. It's one of the few things I still have. This guy. I'm pretty sure he was from the movie. The Nugget dude. The only reason why this wasn't thrown out with the rest of my toys is my mom used to keep this in her purse and walk around with it. Is it a rock former or is this from the GoBot movie? I can't remember. I know it was from a movie. Was it from a Transformer movie or a GoBot movie? Okay. That just has to set. I really can't do anything with it. And I was thinking about gluing these, but if I'm going to use the white foam, I'm not going to glue them now. I'll glue it on after. I loved Lego when it was the original stuff, like Space Knights, Pirates. Yeah, same. I loved all that stuff. I had the pirate ship, the red one, and the blue one. Now, I will say, I thought like some of the Pirates of the Caribbean pirate ships were pretty nice, but I never bought any. And Legos, as much fun as they were when I was a little kid, I remember trying to put a few sets together maybe about 5 years ago, and I don't know, they just weren't quite as much fun. All the little pieces, I was sitting on the ground, my back was hurting, it just turned into an old man, so I don't know, maybe one day. Alright, I think I'm just going to set this to the side for now. What do I want to make. What do we got? What time is it? It is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Rock Lords from Bandai, huh? Yeah, those space ones, man, I had all the, like the different space stations and some of the ships. And they started coming up with like the, what was that, black and yellow one. You know, they started having like different lines of Lego space. But I liked a lot of that stuff for sure. I had the monorail, the Lego space monorail. What was the other automated one? There was something else that was motorized I had, but I can't remember it. Yeah, some of those Star Wars Legos, they looked really cool. At the time they were coming out, I couldn't fathom spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get a Millennium Falcon. I mean, it looked cool. Especially like the Star Destroyers and stuff. They look cool, but I don't know. Keep saying they look cool. I don't think I'd want to put that together. Yeah, there are some crazy dudes. I mean, there's like whole Lego investing people. Like on Facebook, there was a whole group, I'm sure it's still there, where, you know, they just buy closed box Legos to speculate on the price going up or down. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I made up all kinds of crazy stories in my head. I had those Legos doing, like I had, I built this big giant like space station where part of it was on top of this dresser and the other part was like behind a lazy boy chair. And in my head it was like the light side and the dark side of the moon versus each other. And I made this thing with like a, I don't know, some sewing thread or some string or something where, you know, you could slide down so they would go back and forth on this thing to attack each other. Yeah. You can still do some of it as an adult, but you gotta like unplug sometimes. You just gotta put yourself in the right spot. Like, I bet, how was that trip to Colorado? I know it was business, but that looks like you could have had some nice nature time out there. Yeah, that flow feeling. How big do I want this to be? Yeah, Yeah, I totally would have too. I would like one day to have like some land in a cabin just where I could go and unplug. Not necessarily to be out there all the time, although I probably would be out there all the time. But just somewhere I could go, turn the phone off, turn everything off, maybe, you know, draw or paint or build something or read. I used to read a ton of books. I hardly read at all now. My attention span has gotten smaller and smaller from, you know, all of this. The phone's the worst, though. The phone is definitely the worst culprit. Cabins are fancy, nice time. Tiny houses cost more than cabins sometimes, man. Those tiny houses, they've gotten ridiculous. I remember I first started seeing tiny houses. The whole idea was they were cheap, and you'd see them for like, you know, 5,000, 10,000 bucks. Now you start looking at tiny houses and they're 80,000, 90,000, even more than that sometimes. I mean, I get the idea they try to build them out of really premium materials, but it's kind of crazy on some of them. But yeah, I mean, it would be. Shed would be totally cool. Should I try this by hand and hope it comes out okay? Sure, why not? Yeah, for sure. You can make a shed livable. Oh man, late night gluing. Hopefully I don't glue my fingers to anything. Yeah, 90-degree angles can be a bit much sometimes, but Alpha, do you use styrene at all? Because the one thing about styrene is it does sand, well, one of the things, I think there's a lot of awesome properties to it, but it does sand pretty well. I think every kid wants that, you know, wants to live in a shed, wants to live in a tree house. My grandparents had like this big storage underneath their stairs, and I wanted to move in there. Yeah, styrene can get kind of pricey if you're doing bigger things. If you're doing lots of little small things, you know, it's gonna be like $4 for a pack of sheets a little bit bigger than this. You know, we've got like 4 sheets, maybe about that big, for like $4. Or was it? I have to look that up. It might have been $8 actually. It is a little pricey, but if you're doing small items, you can get quite a bit out of it. Now, a friend of mine was telling me that you can get styrene for free pretty easily from sign shops. So if you call around like the local sign shops, they have cutoffs and they throw it out. Yeah, wood popsicle sticks are awesome. There's so much you can do with popsicle sticks. Super cool. Need some music, man. Oh my goodness. The silence. Silence is killing me. Yeah. Well, signs are like one of those things. If you're, it's a business to business sale, right? Business to business is a good business to be in usually. Things are way more expensive than consumer goods usually. Oh, see, that was a good fit, man. Wow, that came out way better than I was expecting it to. All right, let's get the other side. I mean, if you got a lot of sign shops there, just give one a call. Say, hey, do you have any styrene cutoffs? I don't care what size they are. They could be, you know, smashed, broken, little bits, whatever. And then all you need is your normal blade you're using and some super glue, which you probably already have, although maybe not. It's not really that useful when you're just working with foam, but it's cheap. Like a glove? Yeah, buddy. And another one. Okay. Okay. One side's a little bit. There, let me shave this one. Oh, well. know what? Maybe I'll make it a little offset like that. Yeah, so when you look at it from the side, it'll kind of have like a little depth to it. Because that would be hard to do with foam, so I might as well take advantage of the styrene to give it like a little different look. Okay. No, that was way too much. Almost glued my finger. Vinyl wraps for Chuck, everything. But did they use... Oh, used to work at a sign shop. Oh, what a funk. I'm looking for styrene specifically. Now, vinyl can be useful. But styrene specifically. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing about making stuff like this, is it's so tiny. These scraps that would be completely useless to pretty much any other trade or for any other purpose can really have a lot of use in this. Okay. $110. All right, I think I'm going to be getting off here pretty quick. I do have to get up for work in the morning. How long you been working for yourself, John? Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. I've always kind of, I mean, I've been doing like things on the side here and there for a long time, but never like completely. This is probably the closest I've ever come to that. Okay. I mean, styrene, it's, I don't know, pretty hard. Comes in different thicknesses. I know it's used in the sign making process sometimes. Don't ask me what for. I think probably the hardest thing to deal with for being self-employed is the health insurance. You know, if you're relatively healthy and young, it doesn't matter quite so much, but if you have any kind of issues or anything, not having any health insurance will break you really, really fast. There's a ton of hardest things. Yeah, that is true. No, don't be crooked. Also, give me my finger. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm working on learning QuickBooks right now. That's really fun. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. But I'm going to get off here in a moment and wind down and probably go to sleep. Hopefully. But it was cool. I'm glad you guys came and talked, because otherwise this would have been a lot harder for me to keep going. Good night. Thank you very much. Hopefully I will be doing more of these, and maybe I'll even have a plan one of these days for what I'm doing. I mean, that might be something too. And maybe like before midnight, but I don't know. Anyways, good night, guys. Take care.